In my last video, I briefly gave an overview of what happens when a borrower or buyer signs a loan application up to closing. In this video, I will focus a bit more on what happens on the actual closing date and answer questions such as how does the buyer get funds to the settlement agent? What documents does the buyer need to deliver to the settlement agent at closing, as well as what does the seller need to deliver to the settlement agent at closing, and other such details. But before that, please check out this brief disclaimer. This is Ryan Ramsran, an attorney in Palm Beach County, Florida. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of this channel is to provide general information about the Florida real estate market. It is not designed to provide specific information tailored to any individual real estate transaction. If you need this type of information, please consult with your own attorney, real estate agent, property insurance agent, settlement agent, or any other service provider that you choose to work with for your particular situation. The viewing of content on this channel does not create an attorney-client relationship between the viewer and the law office of Ryan A. Ramsran, PA. Although every effort is made to provide accurate content on this channel, because the Florida real estate market is so dynamic, there's no guarantee that the information will be accurate when you view it or will remain accurate in the future. The law office of Ryan A. Ramsran is a title agent with Attorneys Title Fund Services LLC and issues title insurance policies underwritten by Old Republic National Title Insurance Company. The firm also represents companies and individuals in the acquisition, sale, and development of commercial property, such as hotels, warehouses, and industrial property. If you believe my firm might be a good fit to represent you in real estate matters, please see the firm contact information under Details in the About tab of this channel. In addition to real estate matters, my firm also accepts personal injury cases, as well as cases related to the violation of individual civil rights. Please note that these cases will be referred to another law firm. However, under no circumstances will the client be responsible for paying fees or costs in addition to what they would be paying if they only hired one law firm. Again, thanks for viewing content on this channel, and let's get back to the content we were looking at before. Thank you. Welcome back. So in my last video, we learned that a lender has to deliver a CD to the borrower at least 3 business days prior to the borrower signing loan documents from the lender. Now, the first page of the CD at the very bottom includes a section called Cash to Close, which will have the precise amount that the borrower needs to deliver to the settlement agent in order to close the transaction. Included in this amount are the fees and costs that the borrower incurred in the transaction, and includes things such as the fees related to getting the financing, as well as recording fees for the mortgage and other such fees. Included in the CD as well is a section for the seller's expenses, which includes things like real estate commissions, documentary stamp tax on the deed, and other costs and expenses typically associated with the seller. Now, a day or two prior to the closing, the borrower will be contacted by the settlement agent or closing attorney and given instructions as to how to get that cash to close amount to the settlement agent's trust account or escrow account. Now, typically the instructions are for the borrower to deliver those funds via wire transfer. And the reason why that is because the funds must be accessible to the settlement attorney or closing agent as soon as possible, because the parties are expected to be paid right after or right at closing. In particular, the seller, who expects to be paid at closing right after they sign the deed to the house. One cautionary note about wiring money. If ever you get a notice about a last minute change to wire instructions or wire information from any participant in the real estate transaction, please regard that with some level of suspicion because of the presence or prevalence of wire fraud. It is important that you take steps to try to verify the information. One way might be to try and contact the person who allegedly change their wire instructions directly to confirm it verbally that it has been changed. But please be aware that using the contact information in the notice of change of wire instructions might not be the best information to use because that itself might be fraudulent. So try and find an alternate phone number or an alternate way of communicating with the party to ensure that those changes to their wire instructions are legitimate. On the day of closing, the borrower's lender will wire to the settlement attorney a stack of documents for the borrower to sign. And around that time, will also wire the funds that the borrower borrowed in order to close the transaction. The borrower should bring with them their government-issued IDs, as well as evidence that their home insurance premium has been paid, unless arrangements have been made for the settlement attorney to pay the premium after closing. The seller should bring as well their government-issued ID, as well as keys and other access devices to the residence that they're selling to the buyer. Now, if you are a seller in Palm Beach County and have a need for closing services, please contact me. I would love to help. If you are a buyer in Broward or Miami-Dade County and you have a need for settlement services, please contact me as well. I'd like to help. If this information was of some use to you, please like and subscribe. Until next time, be safe out there.